Hello, YouTube family. Auntie is here. I'm Patty Jackson. I am your auntie of pop culture. It's not cute, not knowing. Now we're going to know. Let's get that hug, and somebody needs a hug. They are now calling the month of September the new January. I think it's because with summer winding down, some kids been in school, but for many today was their day to start, or maybe they started last year, but it's something about after Labor Day when people kind of like reset their lives and get back into a new groove. But September is being dubbed the new January. The comments about Cardi B were interesting because she is pregnant. Now, people can argue with me all they want. She's pregnant. She's in court on trial. Years ago, a security guard was taking pictures of her during her first pregnancy. She was leaving the doctor's office, and a little scuffle happened, and the woman is now suing Cardi B for $24 million. Well, the case is being heard, and they're now in jury deliberations. Cardi was, you got to see the photos. She's pregnant. She's pregnant. She was falling asleep in court, and when she was outside, and people were asking her, are you pregnant by your husband or your boyfriend? She threw a pen at a reporter, and she was snapping out. Child TMZ was there to catch everything. But she kind of snapped out on people when asked about the pregnancy. She appears very tired, y'all. She's falling asleep in court. And you notice in her face, and maybe one day she'll admit it, or maybe she'll just have it and then they'll just pop up with a baby. But you know what's up. I'm sure this trial is a pain in her side because the woman is suing her for assault for $24 million. Well, we got some good news coming out of the Today Show today because Shenielle Jones is returning. Shenielle Jones is a special person in the hearts of us here in Philadelphia because before she went on to the Today Show, she worked at a local Fox affiliate, Fox 29, where she did mornings with Mike Jerrick. I did the food for her second pregnancy when she was pregnant with the twins. We showed up and gave her this shower at the TV station, and she was just a part of our lives. We honored her as our very first Women of Excellence at WDAS. So Shenielle is kind of special around here. She is returning to the Today Show 4 months after her husband died of aggressive brain cancer. She hasn't been on the air since December, where she took some time. And I remember one time going on, like, she has not been fired. She's going through personal family stuff, and people just would not let up. They kept saying that she was fired and this and that, and she was dealing with her husband being sick and subsequently dying. They have 3 kids, 2 twins, and an older, ages 16 and 13. They were married for 18 years, and she's going to open up to Savannah Guthrie on Friday on the Today Show, what she calls a beautiful nightmare. I guess dealing with her husband being sick, dealing with the loss, and how do you go on? Grief is something different, and everybody handles it. You have this career, but you have these kids. You have the love of your life die from a deadly, deadly disease. And how do you move forward? She's going to talk about that all. She returns full-time to the Today Show next week, but this Friday on the Today Show, she sits down with Savannah Guthrie to talk about this journey. Also, kudos to the Today Show for sticking and standing by her during this very difficult time in her life. It is not easy when you're dealing with personal family struggles and the job stays with you, because in some instances the job decides to give your job away, but they're sticking with her, and I commend the Today Show. They've certainly built a family with Savannah and Al Roker and Craig Melvin and Dylan Dreyer. You can just tell they built a family, and just commend NBC and the Today Show for sticking by her. I remember going off a few months ago, like, can y'all stop? NBC ain't getting rid of her. They ain't laying off. I was just like, stop with these damn stories. because they're standing by her side until she's ready to return. And now, Shenielle is returning Friday morning on the Today Show. Catch the interview she did with Savannah Guthrie. Al B. Sure, that book he's been talking about for months. Do you believe me now? Ain't never coming out, y'all. The publisher won't release the book. And the book talks about being this music sensation in the late 80s with The Night and Day and Off on Your Own to suffering, falling into a coma, where he says something foul was involved in that. And he had to get a liver transplant in 2022. He's been through a lot. He and Diddy both had children by the late Kim Porter. And Al has said she didn't die from pneumonia. Well, this book ain't never coming out. Apparently, the publishers want more Diddy dirt. And it's like, well, the book is about me. And it's about Kim and having a kid. But they still wanted more Diddy dirt. So now they don't want, or we will not see, this book will not see the light of day. Tamar Braxton has put off releasing a new shortened album and EP. She has suffered multiple dental fractures. They said she was sleepwalking. What does she do? What does she walk into to really mess up her mouth? It's going to take months to heal. She's very hurt by comments that this was a stunt. She said this is not a stunt. It's going to take months, only because the healing and the gums, but they kind of like got to reconstruct her mouth. But she's holding off, putting off a new music EP. Tamar, get well soon. You are really going through something there. Saturday Night Live. You don't ever have to worry about them getting rid of Kenan Thompson. I guess they say they can't. He's been the longest running star. But some notable people have left the show, and now they're bringing in newcomers. Here's the question. Will the newcomers be funny? You guys are hysterical in your comments because you're like, this show ain't funny no more. This show ain't been funny since Eddie Murphy. So we're going to see what happens with these new casts. But new season of Saturday Night Live, season number 51, kicks off October the 4th. Pras from the Fugees. Not only is he in trouble with the feds, he's involved in a high-profile federal case, federal conspiracy, a ton of money, but he's undergoing colon cancer, and he had to get surgery. They said maybe they'll try to resume this trial in October, but it depends. Did they get all of the cancer? But Pras from the Fugees, keep him in prayer because he's not only sick, but this trial, espionage, it sounds like something out of a spy movie, but Pras is battling colon cancer from the Fugees. September is the new January. We're going to keep drilling that in the head. Cardi B, all of this stuff going on, the falling asleep in court, lashing at those who are wondering if she's pregnant. But if you see her, she clearly is. Maybe she doesn't know how to explain it. It's a mess. The whole thing is messy. And you just got to say, I am glad I'm not going through that. Two stories I wanted to get to today. Remember Jane Kennedy. Those of us of a certain age, we remember Jane Kennedy. She broke the glass ceiling. CBS correspondent, the NFL Today, the first black female to do that in the 70s. Beautiful, tall. She did movies. She did TV shows. She was involved in a terrible scandal in 1990, divorcing her husband, and somehow a sex tape of them having sex spilled out. I think somebody did it deliberately to hurt her. It was a private tape they made, and it went public, and it was a mess. She did not let her stop her. She went on to marry and have 4 beautiful daughters, and now she writes about her life from the beginning and where she grew up. The book is entitled Plain Jane. And when you see somebody as gorgeous as Jane Kennedy, it's like, girl, you ain't no plain Jane. But she talks about growing up in Ohio. That's where it started with her family, to reach TV superstardom, to be a woman who broke barriers. We just didn't see a lot of African American women in those spots that she is in, surviving a scandal that really could have ruined her career. Plain Jane, the book, is out in stores now. I can't wait to get a copy of the book to read it. Leave your comments. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe to the channel. That way, you will not miss anything. What do I love to say? It's not cute not knowing. And now you know. Thanks for joining me. I'm Patty Jackson. I am your auntie of pop culture.